Hold on. Okay, that's fine. Kickoff return happens.
And now we're live.
Okay, so kickoff return happens. Cowboys get it. There's a scuffle. Dude for the Eagles gets hurt, so there's like downtime. There's a flag thrown.
I don't understand how before the first play he's up.
So the Cowboys huddle is just chilling there. They're just sitting there, and Jalen Carter walks across the line. By the way, he is like my arm could reach out and touch the ref. That's how close the ref was to them, and he just goes up to him. And he looks and he starts talking, and Dak says something else back. And, it's like, whatever. Who gives a shit? It's just shit talk. And then he just fucking hawks a loogie onto Dak. And he's fucking 2 feet away from the ref. And Dak just looks at him like, Dak looks at the ref like, this dude just spit on me. I mean, it has to be one of the dumbest, craziest things I've ever seen in football. Because there's no one around. Like, the overhead camera is 2 feet away from them too. They're the only ones there. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
We've already got James in the comments.
I see that. Tigers roll 45-7. I like it. Yeah, I guess we're doing predictions. I forgot. I had a prediction last night. I've already forgot it. I think I remember it now. I remember.
You can't on the prediction show. You can't forget the predictions already.
I mean, dude, let's get real. The predictions never really happen. I mean, we don't know shit from fuck. But is Chip coming? Okay. Where's Chip?
No, Chip called in. He's in the middle of a fantasy draft. If he makes it, he'll be late. Chip was no call, no show last night, but tonight
I know
he gave me a 20-minute
shit show last night. By the way, we figured out the AirPod. We didn't do anything different, but we do. If something goes wrong, we have wired in now, thanks to Boots on the Ground, Daniel Camp.
Yeah, backup. You always have to have a backup plan. You got to have a plan A and you got to have a plan B. Hardwire never fails, and it's cheaper now.
Free. I like to be free.
I have AirPods. I like the AirPods, but they cut in and out. Bluetooth technology is not reliable. It's a fact.
I've never had any problems with mine, and then all of a sudden they just. I think
it's like you said when they're not charged properly. If they're like 10%,
and they're dead. But even when I was talking to you on the phone earlier, like they were fully charged and just stopped working. Doesn't make any sense.
I do agree with James in the comments here. Vibes are good. I think vibes are great. Home opener. Did you see that it's sold out on Saturday?
Yeah.
When was the last time we played an in-state school and sold out the game?
Did we sell it for Southern?
Ooh, good call. Very good call there, dude.
But that was a different
day.
I know it was great. It was great. It was great. That was for different. That's just like Mickey Joseph talking about his press conference today that Grambling's going to go up to Ohio State and they're going to compete in the Battle of the Bands. And said he knew he knows what's coming, and the boys knows what's coming. They're going to go up there and have a good old time.
I'm assuming Grambling's not very good in the SWAC. Like at least Southern. Wait, did Southern play last week?
Yeah.
How did Trey Holly do week 2? Not good.
13 carries, like 26 yards and a touchdown. They won though. They beat Mississippi Valley State by 6 points. I mean, the thing is, like, we don't know. Actually, I did see a thing where the NCAA somebody put out fastest players from this past weekend in all of college football. Because there's, how they all wear those like little training bra looking things.
Yeah, they look so bad, man. So there's got to be some other look.
Yeah, there's got to be some. Well, just fucking wear like one of those Whoop type of things. It has to be the same shit. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The second fastest player in college football this weekend was Southern's quarterback, Cameron McCoy. Yeah, he tested it like, and honestly, all the speeds were actually really low. I was kind of surprised. I think like the 7th highest dude was barely over 20 miles an hour. I forget who the fastest was. I forget who it was. It was like a linebacker or a DN at some school. And they're like, they're so fast. Suck me off.
I want to see. I mean, actually, I don't really care. It doesn't matter as long as he runs the ball well. It's my Caden Durham thing. I can't get over the mental block that he's a track guy, but he just doesn't look top end fast. Like
I think he's a glider, bro. He's just a glider.
Because not saying he's not a good back.
He doesn't. He hasn't. Because the other night, because we talked about this, I think we've talked about it multiple times. But I rewatched some of the game, or I've rewatched it multiple times, and I saw some of the plays again. it's all of his or everything he does. It's like it's sideways. So he's like middle of the field and running at an angle, and so like dudes are just cutting him off, but he's still outrunning them enough to where he's gonna get cut off. So he's never had a play really that man, I got
just busted one up the gut. When was the last time we did that?
We haven't, but like South Alabama last year, he caught that swing pass and he fucking like blew past those guys, and he wasn't even like 100% then.
Yes, didn't he? Wasn't like his first 2 carries. God, I forgot about that game.
He caught a swing pass, and I mean Alabama game. Think of the Alabama game. He busted that first play, but he had like 3 broken toes, so he didn't get top end. But if you really like watch some of these runs he's had, he'll bust it, and the safety will come, and the safety's like doing this, and all of a sudden the safety has to redirect, and he turns what looks like might be a 6-yard gain into like a 15-yard gain. And so that's how I know it. I think he's like sneaky fast. But I'm with you. I want to see him I just want to see him fucking run. I just want to see him
I just want to see a straight line, and I want to see him leave
and gone. Yeah,
because he has the speed on the track.
The problem is we're used to remembering like when Geis did that and Fournette did that and these dudes did that, and our offense, our running, especially our running attack, is just you're getting in. It's just a zone, so you're kind of just like no momentum. You're kind of looking for the hole, and that's just harder than just bust it straight.
How fucking spoiled were we with Geis and Fournette?
I mean,
like those 2 dudes were generational. Speaking of generational,
we'll
talk about Ryan Clark here in a minute. Did you see that?
Oh, dude. Yes, I saw that. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah,
you didn't make an immediate expression I thought you were going to make.
That's because he's not worth it. I've been fucking over
this guy. He really has reached the point where
I've been over this guy since he convinced Jamar Chase to stop playing for LSU. That was when I was done with him in 2020. But
it actually worked out for Jamar Chase, though.
Listen, yeah, I fucking know. But like
did he talk Kerry Vincent into state?
He does everything. Well, he started a fucking riot. I mean, he collapsed our team before it started. Like I do not like Ed Orgeron, but Ed Orgeron got sabotaged by one of our biggest alums. Ryan Clark, every step, like every turn, he just screws us over. You know, he's sitting there blasting us about Greg Brooks 24/7. He got dudes to just quit playing in COVID years. He could not do more to like screw us over. He really couldn't.
Is he welcome in the building right now?
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure. Well, you have to. Because what if you don't?
You're right. It's a double.
He's gonna fucking turn. That's the thing. It's like he should be Dave Portnoy. We should not allow that motherfucker anywhere near our stadium. Screw that dude.
When is ESPN gonna fire him? Or is ESPN just like a ship that is so lost at sea that they're just not gonna fire him?
They've kind of started correcting a little bit. I would think that he is starting to get a little bit like, hey, you're like today. The shit he said was the dumbest shit you've ever heard, and I think it's going to start swinging back the other way. That's how it always works, right? Like we go one way, we go the other way. I don't think it's ever going to go back to the way it was. But they've let go of all kinds of dudes lately. Shannon Sharp. They've let go of all kinds of people who were just saying stupid, off the wall shit just for clicks. And
there was a lot of external things too with some of those guys like Shannon Sharp.
I know. But that's the thing. It's like Brian Clark can't keep his head out of it though. I mean, he wants to talk about all the time. I mean, he already had the Robert Griffin thing where he's like, yeah, you can't talk about anything because you're married to a white chick. He's already
and he kept his job. It's like,
yeah. But that's my point is that's my point though, is that it's gonna. I think he doesn't have much. If he keeps going the way he's going, it's gonna come to a head at some point.
Yeah. His whole take is stupid either way, because
so bad, dude.
So it goes back to what I always say is like, we're basing these ratings. So he's not talking about them as players. He's talking about like their potential as generational talents, but
I think he's just talking about their skills in general, like as an athlete.
But who's judging those Spark ratings? Like,
exactly. Like the fact that I can
like Shea Dixon are coming up with those ratings.
Yeah, like Joe Milton. Joe Milton has Joe Milton was at 4 different schools in college, and every year was, oh my God, Joe Milton is somebody we've never seen before. And I remember being like, the dude can't throw a ball because you have to have some touch, you have to have accuracy. And then he goes to the NFL, he gets drafted late after he was terrible at Tennessee. And he gets drafted late, and he was at the Patriots, and they're like, you've never seen a quarterback like Joe Milton before. And then they start playing him a little bit more, and they play in some preseason games when it's not just 7-on-7, it's actual games. And they're like, dude, this dude is overthrowing guys by 40 yards. He's throwing a go route that should be 50 yards, and he's throwing it 80. And then the Cowboys, his last preseason game, there was like 15-yard crossing routes, and he was throwing it like almost in the stands. And it's the same thing. It's like, yes, the dude has probably the strongest arm in the history of football. But that doesn't mean – well, that's exactly, but yes, but Jamar's at least had touch. This guy, it would be 1A and 1B with those two. But that's the thing is that's what they want to judge talent off of is how hard you throw the ball and how far you throw the ball. When for a quarterback, I mean, fuck, man, Chad Pennington played for 12 years, and I don't think that dude could throw a 10-yard ball without it having a huge hump and like be a pussy throw.
You know, I've said this before. I think that the most overrated quality in a quarterback is arm strength. Absolutely. I used to say that when they would talk about how Brandon Harris has the strongest arm in college football. It's like, dude, he's not good. No. So his fucking arm strength doesn't matter. Give me somebody who can read a defense and deliver the ball with accuracy. I'll take that all day over
Peyton Manning,
just throw it 80 yards.
Peyton Manning's last 2 years for Denver, we used to joke about all the time. If you really watch his last 2 years with Denver, that dude could not throw a spiral to save his life. He was giving his entire body into it. There would be dudes, if they're running a 15-yard in route, they would be like 3 yards away from cutting, and he would have already thrown the ball so far in front of him. Because, I mean, he just had anticipation. He's like, yeah, I don't have any type of arm. And, yeah, you're right. And that's where
they won a Super Bowl like that.
Yeah, and that's where the special guys come in. You have the anticipation, you have the accuracy, which actually will go to a great point with a thing I want to talk about Nuss, just real quick. Remember that play where Aaron Anderson caught that like kind of like deep slant where it's like at his knees falling down?
Yes.
And there was like 3 dudes around him. I saw an end zone view of that. Dude, one of the dirtiest throws I've ever seen in my life. He threw the ball. When he threw the ball, there was a safety, and then there was a linebacker kind of moving this way, and then another linebacker hanging out. And Aaron Anderson was on the other side of all 3, and he just anticipated and threw it. And he threw it a little low. If he would have thrown it higher, Anderson may have been like gone. But that's what matters is the anticipation. If he throws that 0.25 seconds earlier or 0.25 seconds later, it's probably an interception one way or the other. And that's
look at the Ole Miss game last year. That touchdown to Aaron Anderson at the end.
So sick.
Like he wasn't open, but he anticipated
He threw him open.
He threw him open.
Mm-hmm.
And like that skill is so much more important than how far you can throw a ball in a straight line.
And that's why
you got to hit a target.
I sit there and I'm going to keep shitting on these guys. It's not that I don't appreciate good football players and I don't like understand football and I don't, oh my God, he just got murdered in this game.
So you're saying you turned the game off. Mine froze, so I turned it off.
Yeah, I turned it off for a second and then I just like, fuck it. But like, I'm not saying these guys aren't good players, but they need to prove it to me. The Lenore Sellers, the DJ Lagways, I know they have cannons for arms. I don't know about their accuracy. What I saw from the Lenore Sellers the other day is that he can throw an RPO slant 100 miles an hour. Okay, he can throw a play action deep ball 1-on-1 to Nick Harbor. Can he throw a 25-yard or not 20? Let's just say 20-yard comeback route over a linebacker in front of another corner? Can he throw that deep in while he's anticipating his receiver to clear, or is he going to wait for the guy to clear and then throw it late? That's what I want to see. And all these experts are like, oh, these guys are the best because they have such talent. They can throw so hard, but they still are not that good of a quarterback. They just aren't. They aren't. And I'm not crowning these motherfuckers until they prove otherwise. So fuck them.
The 2 descriptions most commonly used for Lenore Sellers are arm strength and speed.
Yeah.
And so those are indicators that like he's not real good at everything else, but he can throw it hard and he can run.
Yeah, lately I've been hearing he's so insanely strong.
Yeah, what does that have to do with playing quarterback?
Well, it's because he breaks these tackles. So this Virginia Tech D tackle. This is what's also so funny. Actually, before we got on, I was about to Google what Virginia Tech's preseason ACC like coaches ranking was, because I'm sure it was probably middle of the pack. But there's a play against Virginia Tech where, dude, this, I don't know if you've probably seen it. Lenore Sellers is sitting there, and this DT basically swim moves the right guard and just has a kill shot on Sellers. But he hits Sellers up high, and Sellers like dips, and the dude basically almost flips over him. And then Sellers breaks the pocket, and this like white number 43 dude chases him down and dives at his shoulders and like shrugs him off, and he gets like a 20-yard run. And the Virginia Tech DT goes on Twitch or TikTok or where the fuck it is on like Monday. And he was like, man, you know, like I give respect when it's due. He's like, I've never faced a guy that's strong and that physical. Like, you know, any other quarterback in the country that would have hit like that, he would have fallen down. But I just give him props. And I'm like, you know what? That's cool because breaking sacks is part of it. But that is such a minor thing. If you're giving me, hey, give me 10 things to build your perfect quarterback, being able to break out of a sack is probably like number 7. I mean, I just don't give a shit. It just because he should have already been able to feel it. He should have audibled, whatever. And that's why I'm not sold on these dudes. And I think the college quarterback class, as strong as it's supposed to be, it's really not. There's a clear number 1, Miles Sanders.
That's because they overrate everybody else. Because it's based like we've talked about John Mateer. Like they overrate these guys because they come to Oklahoma, but they came from Washington State, which is a Pac-12 team. But they who did they lose to?
West. They lost to New Mexico. They barely beat Wyoming. Yeah, they only played one. They played 2 Power 4 schools last year. I think they went 1-1. And then they lost to like a couple of Mountain West teams. They played a Mountain West schedule.
No, I still think that Oklahoma game is going to be a tough game because of conditions. But I'm not scared of John Mateer because he balled out against the Mountain West schedule. Like, prove it to me.
That brings up a good point because that's one of the things. Like, even though this weekend's kind of boring, there are some games that you can see a little bit of a litmus test. If Oklahoma honestly doesn't like beat the shit out of Michigan, then like fuck them. Like Michigan was 7-5 last year. They didn't do it. They did a little bit in the transfer portal. They brought in Justice Haynes. You got a true freshman. I know Bryce Hunter. Like, listen, you're talking to the biggest Bryce Underwood fan in the world. Broke my heart. The guy has talent on talent on talent. He is never like in. This is his first game in Norman, Oklahoma. He should not do.
How is George Pickens always involved in some shit? Did you see what he did?
Oh, you know what? Did you see him earlier when he got there's a ball to the end zone. I saw a great meme. There's a ball to the end zone and they're hand fighting, goes incomplete. He falls down and dude, he has a snap reaction where the corner's getting up and he grabs his fucking leg, like his ankle to clearly like try to trip him. And you could see him, he grabs it and then he immediately lets go. And there was a meme that said, he goes, you know, the devil was on his shoulder right there because he always just wants to do something stupid.
Yeah, like he just did.
And this thing, he didn't do it the first time, but now he just did something fucking stupid.
Everybody who's watching live on X, the Everything app, or formerly known as Twitter. It could be used for that if you want to.
You actually can. You can get some deep pornography on Twitter if you really want to.
Or you could just follow LSU Sports.
Yeah, just go to Go Team. But I'm just saying.
At Go Team Pod.
Yeah.
But hit us up in the comments because we really don't have a whole lot planned tonight because we're going to do predictions. But
I actually love this because I've been wanting to talk
to win by 60.
I've been wanting to talk about the other teams, and that's what I'm kind of glad we're talking about this because there's things I want to see. I want to see Oklahoma. I want to see, again, we've talked about, I want to see Florida, South Florida. I mean, it's one of those things that if Florida's really back, I know South Florida looked pretty good against Boise, but Boise fucking sucks. Let's get real. But Florida should win by at least 2 touchdowns if they're really back. And I think they will, honestly. I think they'll win by 17-20. But that game, the Michigan-Oklahoma game, hell, man, Ole Miss going on the road to Kentucky. Want to talk about this. I said last night about the buyout with DeBoer. I found out something different. Did you know that – what are you looking at?
I'm sending something to somebody, so just keep going.
So are you listening to me, though? Because I'm
listening. The DeBoer buyout.
Okay, so did you know
I'm working the ones and twos here with the.
So did you know Mark Stoops' buyout is like $34 million? Bro. Jake Ferguson just got murdered in the end zone. Oh my God. You can't do that. But so
$32 million, Mark Stoops.
Yeah, and DeBoer's is like 62 after the season. But here's the difference. If Mark Stoops gets fired, they have to pay his contract within 2 months of firing him. So that means Kentucky has to come up with $30 million. That. So they're basically like, yeah, he's unfireable. He's unfireable. He's going to be unfireable. I didn't know for a couple what years.
It was, but I heard something about his payments were not the monthly.
And so then on the opposite end, Kalen DeBoer is the exact opposite, which actually makes his buyout doable because did you know they just have to pay out his contract by December 31st of 2032 in monthly installments. And so basically, it's still a lot, but if you start breaking it down over how many months is that? I mean, I don't even know. That's 8 years from now. I don't know how many months that is.
I do think it's possible that DeBoer gets fired this year, but I think they're going to have to go like 7-5 for it to happen.
No, so my point was, I still don't think they're going to like fire him. I still don't think that's going to happen. But I think initially I heard Miles Sanders' phone. Initially I heard like, oh, they're not going to be able to fire him even maybe after next year. But I think next year if they go 8-4 this year, or they go 9-3 and lose a bowl game, so they're 9-4. They go 8-4 next year, whatever. I think he's going to be fired after next year. So that was just, I wanted to clarify that because I talked about it last night.
I think if he misses the playoffs this year and misses the playoffs next year, he's done.
Yeah, that's basically my point. Yeah, I agree for sure.
James in the comment, big time confidence boost for the offense with the offensive line playing well. Is there a rest of that thought, James? Feel free to type it out.
It looks like there's like, but no, it is big.
We might have a guest coming in and join us here shortly. I just sent somebody a link. I won't tell you who.
I think I got it.
He probably texted you as well. He originally said he couldn't.
He didn't side text me. I just have a and the Biscuit Boys.
Oh, I didn't see that one. He texted me on the side, but I have that one silenced. The other thing I was going to say was, you were talking about Peyton Manning and his arm. Did you know that Drew Brees can no longer throw with his right arm? And when he plays football in the backyard with his kids, he has to throw left-handed.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
He literally gave his arm to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
And what has Mickey Loomis given to us? Nothing.
He's taken. Do you know who the highest paid player in the Saints is this year? This is hilarious to me.
It's probably not Alvin Kamara, since you're saying that. It's probably not Cam Jordan. So not DeMario Davis. So it's going to be somebody.
Listen, I will say this. Reed. I saw this on Twitter. It was a thing where it had every team's top. It's
got to be one of those offensive lines.
And the Saints were the last. Okay, and I was just like, I can't believe this fucking dude is the guy. It's not an offensive lineman, but it is a lineman. At one point, people thought he
Chase Young.
Chase Young.
Yes. Okay.
$17 million. Chase Young's making $17 million. Bro,
that was tough for me to get there because I'm only a casual.
Yeah, no.
I am not.
I'm honestly, that was a rhetorical question. I didn't think you'd get there. I thought I was going to have to tell you the name, but you'd appreciate the name because at one point he was like, whatever. But
that's what I was thinking because that's the thing. The NFL. Hey, generational talent though.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you saw his biceps. I mean, Jesus, he ran 6'5", 264 at the combine. I mean,
what's sad?
He had a 19 on the Wonderlic.
Going back to Ryan Clark, what's sad is Marcus Spears actually does a good job. Booger McFarland actually does a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
and you hardly ever hear from those guys. but Ryan Clark's on your Twitter feed 24/7 was just some dumb shit. And it's embarrassing that he went to LSU at this point. Where back in the day, he was like one of my favorite players, man, when he played for the Steelers.
Well, the thing that's crazy is I feel like half the people don't even know he went to LSU because he usually just shits on us. I mean, he's usually just he doesn't talk about it, but like fucking Booger and Spears, you know where they roll. And Ryan Clark, I don't know what his deal is, man. I just don't understand it. He just is so. I don't want to use the race word, but I mean, I basically just said it. But
yeah, let's.
I mean, it's just crazy, man. Like it's insane. I don't understand it.
So we're gonna add a third member of our team tonight, a semi-regular contributor. Travis, welcome to the program.
Travis.
Hey, Nate. Hey, Dan. How y'all doing?
Man,
good. We don't really have an agenda tonight, so you can.
That's perfect. Let's talk about, Daniel, how right we were that LSU was going to jump way high in the polls.
Weren't you the guy who
I said 4,
6?
bitch.
You said 6. Me and Daniel said
not 6.
I said 3 actually, and Daniel said 2.
I said 3 at first, and then I got stupid.
Yeah.
Because somebody who said 6? Was it Ernie?
No, it was Nathan.
No,
dude,
it wasn't.
I'm gonna hit you in the fucking face, bro. Dude.
Whoa.
Run your mouth.
We got it.
They have a weather delay? What the fuck, man?
I actually heard that this was gonna happen tonight.
Yeah.
That there was possibilities.
Travis, you watching?
Travis,
you watching Cowboys Eagles?
I was, but look, since I just got a plate of tacos, so
nice.
Let's keep things a little low key tonight. You got the B team here, the C team, with this.
Well, Travis, C team for you is being nice. I mean,
dude, I told you the
Where's
team that has the most points at the end of the game will win. Did I not? I called it. I knew it.
And that's the kind of analysis that Travis brings to the table here on the Go Team.
Yeah.
Anybody watching live, feel free to comment, call us morons.
For anybody who's seen the movie, Dodgeball, Jason Bateman's character Cotton, where he makes those hot takes where he's like, looks like Average Joe's is going to forfeit. Let's see if it pays off for him. That is Travis, by the way. That's Travis. And
how about Travis?
They come out on the sex toys, and he's like, you got to pay 2 for 1 action with that Cotton.
How about Travis joining the program and to eat his dinner at the same time? The struggle of the dad life for Travis is getting to him right now. How much sleep you getting?
None. He can't talk. You can't ask him questions mid-bite, bro.
I barely made the program in time tonight because getting kids to sleep was a little rough tonight.
There was part of me that was like, dude, I hope we don't make it. Last night wore me out. Last night's was too much for me.
Last night, we should have taken last night off.
The technical difficulties, the inside jokes with you and Zombie for pretty much 45 minutes of the pod. I just was like, I couldn't see y'all because I'm on this screen that's this big, this far away. I was like, that's
the problem when we don't have an agenda.
But look, since we're just spitballing here, I think
James in the chat saying the way the defense played last week had a vibe that I haven't felt about an LSU defense since 2011. I could not agree with that statement anymore. Nate, Travis?
Well, yeah,
me too.
It's not just that. Okay, so Brian Kelly said that we have better players again this year. It's not just the better players, it's the swagger that every single one of them brings. Even Wes Weeks is getting people freaking hype. Whit Weeks, of course, is the swag that Harold Perkins brings to the table. Halsey, Cooley, Delane, every single one of them. PJ Woodland. I mean, you can just go on and on. I didn't even talk about Gooden and Pyburn and all these other guys. I mean,
I'll say so the better players thing goes to they are just obviously better, right? But then he even said, Kelly said in his press conference before the Clemson game, and we didn't know that Halsey was going to be suspended, but he basically said, I don't know if you saw this, where he was like, they're not getting, he's like, Cooley and Halsey aren't getting up after incompletions. And he called it the sword. He's like, they're not doing the sword thing, which is like the seatbelt. He's like, they're not just celebrating all this stuff. They're like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm supposed to get an incompletion and on to the next play. So you get these guys who are all seniors and they're just there for one reason. And I saw a post from some dude who was just at the game, and he's like, I know this is like lame to say this. He's like, but I was looking at the sidelines. He's like, Mansour Delane would come off the field. He would talk to the coach, and then he would go on his own, and he would just stretch, hit the bike. He was just fucking like locked in the whole time. He wasn't over there goofing. None of our guys were goofing around, but that's the difference of these guys are so locked in. They have one mission, and that's where you can start. You can start being creative as a defensive coordinator. And I was telling you earlier, if you start AJ McCarron and Robert Griffin and Aaron Murray are breaking down this game, and they just keep shitting on Cade Klubnik because he's missed so many throws. Well, dude, if you are pausing it screen by screen and frame by frame, yes, there's dudes open, but there are 6 motherfuckers coming to hit him, and the stunts and the blitzes and where they're coming from. By that point in the game, he's like, I don't know what, his head is spinning. And so Klubnik is getting shit on for all these things. But it's a credit to us because when you speed a quarterback up, if he looks at his first read and we take it away, immediately in his mind he goes, "Oh shit, man! Like I've got another half a second," and so he's just going to pull the ball down and try to escape the pocket. And that's where you have an elite defense because not many quarterbacks that we saw this weekend, if any, can read a defense like Garrett Nussmeier. So when we're playing people, I think Cade Klubnik was probably the best of them. I can't imagine Lenore Sellers sitting in the pocket in Tiger Stadium pre-snap and reading where our blitzes are coming from. And then once the snap is happening, he's going to sit in the pocket and make the adjustment. He's going to be a one read, and he's going to take off running. And they're all going to be like that. And that's why this defense is going to be suffocating because college football quarterbacks aren't that good anymore, and they can't read defenses. And that's where we're going to fucking thrive.
Yeah, they can't read defenses anymore because hardly any of them are being developed. Lenore Sellers is second year in a program, which is rare. Klubnik is third as well. Third.
Yeah.
Klubnik's
he's
fourth.
Redshirt sophomore. Yeah, Klubnik's fourth. Redshirt junior.
So
yeah,
it is a rarity to see somebody at a program for a while. We've got Chip making it in. Chip, how'd the fantasy draft go?
Good. I'm getting my ass kicked by CeeDee Lamb, but yeah.
Wait, so y'all did
Williams,
the fantasy draft in the middle of this game?
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
No. So we finished it at like 6:30. We were supposed to do it this week at like 7. I mean, on Saturday. And I was like, I'm not going to remember to do that. But anyways, so they were like, oh, crap, we got to hurry up and do it. So we did it at like 5 today. And then they just stayed and drank. And then they ordered food. So I was like, fuck.
I'm not going to miss out on that. Don't blame me for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Well, I didn't even eat anything. So
we got James.
Talk about D-line. You know he's a D-line guy.
James, big D-line guy. Shout out Eddie O.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about that too, Nate. The D-line causing absolute chaos and Harold Perkins filling the gap and making a big hit was awesome to watch.
So that was another thing.
Give me defense all day. I'll take I was in O-line.
The thing is, like, we didn't have actually, Camp, we've talked about it briefly earlier. We're talking about Geis and Fournette and those generational guys that we had. And even though we had generational receivers as well, we still couldn't throw a forward pass. So I would rather a balanced offense where we have a Caden Durham, who I'm like, I think he's going to play in the NFL for a bit, over a generational running back who gets 200 yards a game, and then we can't throw a forward pass. I'd way rather the quarterback slinging it around. But also I'm always going to be defense first. You win championships with defense. Period.
I mean, we have the best 2 ingredients this year. We have the best quarterback in college football, and we have a dominant defense. I don't see how with that combo you don't go really far, assuming everybody stays healthy, obviously.
Yeah. And I mean, the line, it had some weak spots, but it was the first game. You have 5 new starters. I mean, you're going to have some weird stuff against, honestly, I rewatched some Peter Woods stuff. Peter Woods actually is a bad motherfucker on their D-line. Parker got owned, and everybody else got pretty much owned. But Woods caused us problems. But you're not gonna. We're gonna get better as the year goes on. Period.
James, our offensive line practiced against one of the best front sevens in the nation for weeks prior. Made those guys better. I actually do agree with that. I mean, there's no 100%. there's no way you don't go against Bernard Gooden day in and day out and don't
Did
get
you
better.
see
Like
his
Josh
right
Thompson was
hand
solid.
swim move? Dude, he literally knocked 2 guys on their ass from just swim moving them with his hand.
His quick little
oh
highlight
my
video of him that's like
God.
4 plays, and that person was like, "I'm going to keep my eyes on this guy throughout the season." I sent it to a couple of friends who like don't even have LSU affiliation. They're just like NFL guys. They're like, "Dude, that dude's sick. How big is he?" I was like, "He ain't that big, but he a bad motherfucker."
He's like 6'1".
Yeah, he's 6'1", 285.
Yeah.
But he's gonna hit the Aaron Donald roids, and he's gonna be Aaron Donald. Yeah, Travis.
You didn't send it to me, Nathan. So what's up with that?
Sorry, man.
Travis, you were sleeping.
Oh no, it's okay. I see. I get it.
Sometimes I forget the Biscuit Boys.
You were sleeping,
Okay.
Travis.
It's okay. I'm sorry. Please continue. That's really good analysis. But yeah.
Thanks,
Travis. I want to know what your analysis from Monday
No,
was.
I mean, just from a layman's perspective, like the defense is fantastic. I don't share the same sentiment that with one of the best quarterbacks in the league and the best defenses will be unbeatable. I can tell you exactly how we'll be beatable by making dumb decisions with the coaching staff, like taking the ball after winning the toss, not taking the points, doing bad play calling, turning it over on special teams, and penalties. We had one great game. It could not have started off better. It's a brand new week. We take this one game at a time. So we're looking for a good tune-up against La Tech. No injuries. And
no, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah. And
get some younger guys some reps too.
Yeah, every now and
well
then,
done, Travis.
Yeah, every now and then Travis pulls some analysis, some stuff out of his ass that's just phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
I mean, I think we all could have said,
well said, Travis.
Turnovers and special teams, and we have a lot of penalties. I think we all could have done that.
Yeah,
So I'm not giving you any fucking roses,
Let's
Travis.
not take it for granted. For granted.
No, I don't think we are.
But to the part about the coaching, kudos to Brian Kelly for owning the mistake at the end of the first half. He could have doubled down. Some coaches, like Kalen DeBoer, doubled down on some dumb stuff this week. And kudos to him taking ownership and saying he wouldn't do that again if given the
That's an extra tough spot too, because you're down 10-3. And so you're sitting there like, man, if we could score a touchdown, it's 10-10. And your star quarterback, who we've already talked about how they give Nuss the keys to the ship. I almost think that Nuss is doing more, not this to Joe Sloan, but I feel like Nuss calls 7 different plays in the line of scrimmage. So
he called that play. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Nuss is sitting there being like, hey, we got to do this. We got to do this. So you're like, you know what, man? If you fucking want it, you get a couple of these a year. You're like, hey, I'm going to let you fucking do it. You want it? We're going to go for it. But then guess what? Whenever it backfires, now you've lost a little bit of your thing. You're like, hey, next time you're listening to fucking me. And, glad obviously it didn't, backfire on us. But it is what it is.
My pet peeve is when coaches don't take points in the first half. Be aggressive in situations in the second half, but in the first half, always kick the field goal. Always kick the field goal.
Yeah, I hate when they start chasing points, even if it's early.
Travis getting his hair fixed live.
I saw that. Man, that's nice, man. I wish somebody would come and scratch my head out of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's like you always see this. Somebody goes for a 2-point conversion with 8 minutes left in the third quarter because they want to cut it to 3 instead of 4, and they don't get it, and then something happens, and the other team goes down and kicks a field goal, and so now all of a sudden you're down 8 instead of down 7. And you're like, dude, just kick the points, kick the field goal, kick the extra point until it's midway through the fourth or something, and you really need it. Just take fucking points, man.
And also, I would say with this defense, if you could get 6 field goals in a game, that's 18 points. Then you just have to. The defense just holds them to 2 touchdowns, which I feel like the defense.
I mean, I'm on record saying Clemson was lucky as shit to even get 1 touchdown.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they converted a 4th down that they decleated Mansour Delane, should have got called back, and then it was 4th and 2, and we had 3 dudes hit Adam Randall, and they just kind of lost their feet. I mean, they They grind it for that touchdown.
Yeah, that dude pushed himself for that touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a good play by him. Did I miss anything? Well, I mean, obviously,
You missed
We've
Ryan
just been
Clark.
rambling. We talked briefly
Oh.
about Clark. Yeah, share respectfully, decently.
Respectfully share.
Not
Oh,
not
so, dude, Ryan Clark is-
not too respectfully. But yeah.
Ryan Clark is one of the
Let's
biggest
just say-
disappointments in my life. Just a guy who I like worshipped when I was in high school.
Let us down.
I was like, that dude is a hard ass worker, and you know what? He's delegitimized himself as not being a hard worker now because he acts like he's only, you know what I'm saying? Like he acts like he has a right to be where he's at. No, he worked his ass off and he's forgot who the fuck he was. Not to mention, he used to fuck a bunch of white girls.
I mean, his
With the fucking
his-
Shaw,
his-
Ryan.
his-
You went to fucking Shaw.
I mean, his-
private
his-
school, bitch.
his first daughter
I would-
is his first daughter is half white, so it's pretty wild that he would go and freak out on Robert Griffin for having a white wife when like your first daughter is mixed. I mean, that's the type of shit that like I don't give a fuck. Like if race bait, not race bait, just you're just a person. How are you going to do that and throw somebody on the bus? And that's what I have a problem with. And that's where he's just gotten so in his head from the ESPN propaganda bullshit. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I mean, the moment you start telling me that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees, who are like 1, 2, and 3 in the history of the NFL and quarterbacks, are not talented, what are we doing? I mean, what are we doing?
In what world was Peyton Manning not a generational? Like I remember being
I
7 years old, hearing about him being a freshman at Tennessee.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah,
must-watch TV. Dude,
What
I
are we
heard
doing?
it was must-watch TV when that motherfucker was playing at Tennessee. Everyone watched it. It don't matter if
Drew
you were
Brees. Go.
it don't matter if you were an Ole Miss fan, LSU fan. Everybody from Louisiana watched that dude play.
Everybody in
Even
the
though
country.
I hated him, and now I
I mean,
don't mind him. But
Still the biggest. I mean, a lot of people until Travis Hunter won it. A lot of people said the biggest snub ever was Charles Woodson winning the Heisman over Peyton Manning. I mean,
absolutely, well,
he was so good. And then you got Drew Brees. Tell me something Purdue has done without Drew Brees. Drew Brees won a fucking Rose Bowl with Purdue. I mean,
are you gonna try to tell me
He
Kyle
won it.
Orton is? Are you gonna try to tell me Kyle Orton ain't the shit? Come
He
on.
won a Rose Bowl with Purdue and a Super
Oh.
Bowl with the Saints. Is that the most impressive
What
career
else
of
could
all time?
literally the Saints? How old are their organization? 50 years? 40?
60. What was it? 68
Yeah,
was the
whatever.
first game.
We
against
had,
the Rams?
we had like 10 years. I mean, we had this, and it was all because of one motherfucker. Well, actually, I guess we'll include
give Sean Payton-
in that.
yeah,
I'll give
Sean
Sean
Payton.
Payton in that. But yeah, other
Yeah,
than
Sean-
that,
Sean Payton's done the opposite of Bill Belichick, where Sean Payton's post Drew Brees career, he's legitimized himself. He did a good job with Teddy Bridgewater that one year.
yeah, because Drew.
And Bo
Bill
Nix. Who
Belichick-
thought Bo Nix was going to be a good quarterback in the NFL?
But that
Hey,
goes
who
to show
drafted
you.
him? Y'all draft him?
I tried
Well, I'm
to
in
a
a
few
dynasty.
times. I tried to both of them.
I got a Denver dude.
He was definitely one of
But
the
that's
guys
the-
I was.
But that's why I tell people, if you look at Bill Belichick's career, before Tom Brady, it wasn't like he was good. Now, and by the way, I give him a pass because he was the head coach of the Browns. So like it's the Browns. So they're like, oh yeah, like he didn't do very well. It's the Browns. But if you take out just Tom Brady years, I mean, the dude's got like a 40% win record. I'm sorry, if you've coached 6 years without a generational quarterback, and those 6 years you haven't been good, you're not a good quarterback. I mean, quarterback coach. You're just not. And now he's like fucking UNC, and I can't wait, man. I saw it coming from a mile away, and it's just gonna be hilarious because they already have his son as coach in waiting. So what the fuck are they gonna do? I mean, the stuff that's come out.
I'm
about their stuff,
I'm assuming he'll be easy to get rid of. But I was
Yeah,
thinking
but
about that like halfway through them getting annihilated by TCU.
so they said that like when they'll have like recruits on visits, and people will come in, they'll fly in, and they're like, all right, you're gonna go meet with Coach Belichick, and they'll get to the facility, and he just won't be there. And they're like, yeah, call him, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not even in town. It's like crazy shit. Because it's like, hey, guess what? He's a 74-year-old dude who's never coached college. He doesn't care. He's checked out. He's banging a 24-year-old. Why does he care?
And the best part of it all is it's all the 24-year-old girlfriend's idea. That's the only reason he's at UNC is because she wanted him back in coaching, so that she could increase her profile. So that isn't she starting like some fashion company or something?
It's called Gold Digger. That's actually true. That's not a joke. She
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it's a jewelry.
It's a genius name.
It is
coming from the guys who bring you bourbon and beer after games. Everybody, make sure you get ready. Speaking of which, we got to talk about timing of our post-game show because it's going to be hit or miss. Because me and Chip it won't be miss. It'll just be hit or miss on the timing of it. So we got to be flexible.
I'd be shocked if y'all stayed there to the fourth quarter.
We usually do.
I'm bringing with him though.
Yeah, I'm bringing a 4-year-old, so I don't think I'll be able to make it the whole way through.
Well, I thought Mary's taken.
We'll see.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you push it back much further, I'm not going to be as amped as I was last week. So if you sit there and say it's going to be 11:30 bourbon and beer, it's going to be 12:30 here.
Well, we'll see. Me and Chip
I'll
about
say
the
this.
idea.
I'll say this. This team, you never know how many seasons you got. So this team looks incredible. I want to keep watching.
Hold on. Me and Chip talked about the idea of like filming in the parking lot, doing the broadcast from the parking lot or on the drive home.
Drive home's going to be pretty tough to do.
I've already got a mount for my truck.
You're going to pull a Jalen Carter and kill your teammate. Sorry, Jalen Carter. Sorry, Georgia fans.
Didn't he spit in someone's face today?
Yeah, we talked about that.
He got kicked out of the game. It
first
was Dak
play.
Prescott. It wasn't even the first play. It was before the first play of the game.
Yeah, it was before.
It was the craziest. And you know what's the best
They've
part
almost fought like 4 times.
I was at the bar, and there's a huge there's so many Northeast people here, and I'm at like my local bar, and I like the Eagles. I live in Philly for a bit.
Me too.
And the bar is probably like 80% Philly people, and you see the spit happen, and all these Eagle fans are like, yeah, like kick him out the game, like fuck you, Dak. And I remember looking at somebody and being like, y'all really think Dak Prescott is the one who spit on the other guy? Are y'all out of your mind? And they like slow it down. They're all just like, oh. And then they're like, he's got to go.
He's like hot-a-looging on.
I can't because apparently now he's going to face. There's a new protocol about respect. I don't know if y'all saw the penalty in the first quarter of this linebacker for the Eagles tackles the running back. He literally stands up. He just like flexes for, dude, maybe 1 second. He's just like, yeah. They throw a flag on him taunting. So crazy. So the NFL has done a thing where it's all about respect now. So you have to respect your opponent. So if you get kicked out for unsportsmanlike conduct, they're saying he might face up to like 4-game suspension for this.
Oh my God.
Bro, what are you doing?
Dude, they need to keep fighting. That's why hockey's awesome. They haven't changed the shit.
Well, that's why I'll down the hill. Week to week, the games aren't as good in college football, but college football is a far superior. A good college football game is way better than a good NFL game. Now, a bad college football game sucks because even the worst NFL games usually still decent.
There's nothing better than Tuesday night action because you never know what's going to happen. You've got bad on bad. You've got 20 people in the stands at the Glass Bowl. You just never know what's going to happen.
We had a week 0 Thursday night SWAC versus MEAC game that I was tuned into, baby. It don't get better than that. Come on.
The Cheez-It season opener, wasn't it?
You like watching that because you're like, I could become the head coach of this program in the NCAA and put one of these guys in the Heisman finalist.
Listen, man, we're in 2047. We got UTEP rolling, baby. We're actually playing the Natty tonight. We're playing Nebraska tonight.
Are you going to simulate the national championship game, Nate?
No, I think I'm going to play this one. I owed it to some of my seniors to play this one instead of simulating.
For those of you who don't know, Nathan is the Ed Orgeron of NCAA football. He's more about the Cruton than the actual in-game X's and O's.
I kill, and I'm also a little bit BK and Austin Thomas. I'm killing the transfer portal. killing it.
In 2047, watch out for the UTEP Miners. Are you in the Big 12 at this point?
No, I went to Independent. Independent's the way to go. I get to schedule whoever I want. I'm playing all over the country.
Well,
I
that's
played
why
at
you're
Buffalo.
manipulating recruiting, because are you doing 6 away games to open the season followed by 6 home games?
No, I mix it up, but I like to go. I like to just see every stadium in the game. So I played Buffalo. I only played like a quarter because we were trouncing Buffalo, but it was cool to go up to Buffalo in mid-November from UTEP. Let the boys see the country.
You're the high school version. You're the Sid Edwards.
Okay, shout out to Sid. Shout out
Mayor
Central.
of Baton Rouge.
We have their Central has a linebacker visiting this week. He was a decommit from. He's actually like one of the highest uncommitted players available. 4-star linebacker. Looks like a stud. Jamichael Garrett.
Speaking of high school football,
Oh, you got to take him. He's from Louisiana.
Actually, he's from Central. He was committed. He was committed to Auburn, decommitted from Auburn in June. Actually came to the fucking Clemson game. We had like 8 dudes who in our recruiting class who came to Clemson because they're like so broed out. They're just like, hell yeah, dude, I want to go see this. And so the next year, whenever Clemson comes, they're gonna be like, let's go fuck in the ass. But I love that shit. Like we have a lot of dudes who are all in.
our favorite high school, Edna Carr, we have 2 guys committed. Supposedly there's a 3rd that might commit in this class too.
Dude, sign him. I'd take anybody from there. I would take their whole high school team.
Yeah, I'll just move them on up. Move them on up. Move them.
And apparently Edna Carr does number 5 like LSU football does number 7. So
Okay.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I didn't know that. No, because
I didn't know that either. But Manchild was.
I think
10
Anderson was number 5, wasn't he?
Man-child.
I think Aaron Anderson was. Aaron Anderson was not 1. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Dude, Manchild had to been 5 last year.
No, he was like 10.
I do remember when Aaron Anderson committed as a junior, and he was like kind of a middling 4-star. And then I was obsessed with him because I watched his highlights. I was like, this guy's amazing. And then he got up to a 5-star, and I was like, this guy's like my next Speedy. I'm obsessed with this guy. Then he went to Alabama, and it fucking crushed me. It absolutely crushed me. And then he hurt his knee, and I remember being so happy. I was like, fuck you, bitch. That's right. You're a hoe. And now he's back, and he's our child, and I love him again.
Who was the other guy that went to Alabama? The wide receiver?
Shaz Preston.
Who's at Tulane.
Is he still at Tulane?
Yeah, he should be. I mean, he's young. He's only like a redshirt sophomore. I'm actually kind of interested to see what.
So, Chip, you weren't able to make last night's program.
Mm-mm.
You didn't miss
So
anything, brother.
You did have something that you wanted to talk about in a Nega Tiger group text. Do you want to bring that up tonight? The floor is yours if you want to speak on that.
What was it?
A screenshot that you sent me and Nate of a friend of ours.
Oh, dude, it's just ridiculous. Like, dude, it's like grew up an LSU fan and just like hasn't said a thing since the game ended. That's a thing.
Crazy. That's what's crazy.
And then sends a text, hey, haven't talked to y'all or something. And he goes, yeah, I think not having who was their best wide receiver? What the hell was his fucking name?
Williams.
Well, I mean, they were all 3 comparable to each other. So they're all 3 just good wide receivers. But yeah, he's like, I think that hurt him the most. So that's his buddies from Clemson, because he's fans of every team wherever he lives. It's really weird. Anyway,
so the exact
he's an LSU grad, by the way.
Travis, do you know who we're talking about?
No.
I'm not. I told you this the other day.
Yeah, I do know. I can get.
I'm actually not in this text message with them too because I tried to. Every time I create a text, he leaves our group text. So I guess they have their own. Because for whatever reason, Camp and Chip can say the same thing as me. But if I do, I can even be nice and be like,
"No,
hey,
he gets mad at me too." He's
but he doesn't. But he doesn't leave. I added him, and I'm just like, "Hey guys, what do we think about this weekend?" He's like, "I can't do it, guys. I'm out." It's like,
so let me read the exact text just so we have it in the record.
And
it was good win, not talked about much. May have helped that Antonio Williams got injured early.
I'm sure it did help.
That was his first text about our win.
I said, and you say nothing about the touchdown taken off the board?
Yeah. It's like we still whip that ass, and I think Williams would have helped. And and Klubnik does have a connection with him. But guess what? Next fucking man up. If we had Aaron Anderson out, which we love Aaron Anderson, you know what? Xavier Thomas is there. I have trust in Xavier Thomas. It's not my fault you only have 3 fucking receivers. I don't need anybody behind them. Sorry.
Yeah, recruit better.
Yeah, get better.
They did have the Turner boy behind him. He did play a couple, but he didn't.
Bro, I didn't realize
because our defense.
that was the Turner guy whose dad died. That was number 24, the DB. That's his brother.
That was the young brother.
I didn't realize that.
That's why I laid the groundwork to you guys before that.
I did not. Well, you say stupid shit sometimes. I thought you were just joking around. I didn't know he was the safety's brother.
Traditionally,
how about number 5 safety? Can we talk about this guy? There was a white number 5 safety. What the hell was up with that dude?
There were so many whites. Yeah, there were so many whites that didn't stand out to me.
Well, it's funny. I said 17. I said 17. Their linebacker. I was like, he reminded me of Tanner Muse from the Natty, and dude, it was like almost exactly like he got juked out by Aaron Anderson a couple times. I wish I would have known 5 before. I would have been like, yeah, he was Turner from the national championship.
Yeah.
So that's how Dabo prevents players from entering the transfer portal. He just recruits white guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you wear no gloves, no wristbands or anything, but you got to stay here. You're perfect for this program.
Did y'all see there's God, it went they had it on Pardon My Take, I think. Yes, Big Cat was talking about it. How I think it was Sunday after the game. Big Cat was like, my favorite thing I'm doing right now is I'm going on Clemson message boards and reading their meltdown. And there was a meltdown from a dude.
Oh, dude, there's some bad ones. I'm on there.
He said Clemson has the best college football team in America by far. And he said, I'm sorry, what's going on right now with college football is not real college football. It's a minor league system. Clemson is the only team that does it right. We only have 3 transfers in the last 4 years. And there was like breaking down Ohio State and LSU and all these other teams. He's like, so I still stand my ground that we're the best college football team in America. And Big Cat and PFT were just dying. They're like, man, there's nothing like a good old college football fan base that will just make up their own stat to make sure that they're the best. It's like, bro,
did you hear that Alabama podcast when he's like, what if Kalen DeBoer lost on purpose?
Oh, I did.
To get Georgia. I was like,
I heard about that. I didn't. I heard.
I saw it, and they were dead serious.
Yeah, they were to get Kirby and Georgia overlook them. What?
Yes.
What? Oh, Edna Carr.
That's a terrible plan.
On 247, Edna Carr has 6 guys in the top 26 in the state.
Let's take them all.
7 of them are 3 stars.
I don't give a shit. I'll take.
I just know that. I'm pretty sure this is Speedy's brother or cousin, Leon Noel Jr.
Yeah. He's real some sort of like
6'5", 260 inside offensive lineman. He's committed to Nebraska.
Okay, Matt Rule.
Hayward Howard Jr., cornerback, 6'2", 180, committed to Texas. Don't know why that guy's committed to Texas.
I remember when he committed.
I'll trust
Edna Carr, the most loyal school to LSU.
If we want somebody from Carr, like we get them. Like that's just it is what it is.
And they're loyal to us. It's a two-way street, man. We're loyal.
Yeah, I like them.
They're loyal to us.
I like.
And they have the best walkout in the country, and there's not anything close to it. There's not anything close.
Big Orange Mac loves it.
And their little Hispanic, they're like their leader of their band. They're that Hispanic dude with like long hair.
Yeah, dude. I show some of my boys. I'm just like, hey, just in case I forgot, this is Edna Carr. And they're just like, wank, wank, da 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 da. Oh, dude, I love it.
So we're an hour in so far. Are we gonna come around and make our actual game score predictions?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Who wants that? Travis, you're leading us off tonight.
Yeah, please. It's 2 hours past my bedtime, so
you always say that, but you always find your way on here and talking to us.
Well, because y'all are about to become famous. I will be a part of that.
We already are famous, Travis.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey, famous
in our own minds.
Shout out Shanley for the follow today. Scott.
Yeah, we got a follow from Scott Shanley today.
Dude,
watching.
That was real.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what the heck? Because Camp said something to him. I was like, bro.
Now I'm a big fan of Shan.
I'm like,
I was
he's gonna
always a
listen-
big fan of Scott.
You
Shanley.
were.
Oh, yeah, man, there has to be, bro.
Everyone likes Shanley.
Yeah, hell yeah. But I was like, dude, he's gonna listen to last night's podcast. And last night's podcast was just, I was falling asleep. I couldn't see anything. I was like, last night's podcast was terrible. You got to listen to a better one. So
we had planned on taking Wednesdays off, and then we were so structured on Monday and Tuesday that y'all didn't get everything y'all wanted in, and then Zombie Bob wanted to come on, and then Chip no showed us.
Okay, I have the story. Do you want to hear the story?
No, I'm not.
No.
But I'm just
it's
saying,
hilarious.
Hold on, I'm just saying why it ended up not being that good was because then it just turned into a ramble fest because we had no topics.
I could not focus.
And then Steve's just cracking inside joke after inside joke. I'm dying laughing.
It was 20 minutes.
Nathan's like,
it was
what's
20
going
minutes.
on?
It was 20
Terrible
minutes
show.
going on
Terrible.
about fucking capri pants. They were bringing up websites to buy capris and send them to people in the pod. I was like, bro, can we fucking end this? It was like an hour and 25-minute long. I was like, dude, can we end this?
Oh,
Like it's
no.
11:25, dude. I'm done with this shit.
And we were playing around with the new software. And
Yeah,
so
and
like
mine
we
didn't
had
work.
technical difficulties because of that. That I've learned some things like, hold on, listen for the crowd. There's all kinds of things that we can add now. We're 2 days into this new software.
I like it. I like
Somebody-
it. It looks
if
great.
somebody like drops a bomb, you'd be like, bing. I think you have a gong.
I have a
as well.
gong.
That's
All right,
quality.
Ask me one day what happened. I mean, it is insane.
Well,
Is it
Travis,
podcast appropriate? Yeah, Travis Seltzer.
42-3.
42-3.
Oh, sorry, Travis. You're upset? God, then leave. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no,
I'm kidding.
Travis
I'm
said
kidding.
no. We gave Travis a 4, and then we took it away from him.
no. That's okay.
You know,
I had to think about whether or not La Tech would get a field goal, but I reckon they squeak one out. So
We were a little short-handed tonight, so we invited Travis onto the program. So I'm
I agree.
appreciative
I love
of
it.
Travis coming on. We invited Reed, who's begged to be on the program, and Reed declined. Begged to be on the program.
Must not want to use his camera, right?
yeah.
He says he still needs to lose some more weight before he's camera ready.
Jesus Christ, bro. What are we talking
Don't
about?
we all though? Don't we?
Yeah,
Dude,
sure.
yeah. We're too old to lose weight now.
What is he, Asian? What is he, a Korean girl? Good Lord. Anyways, they're just like
I'll
they're all like watch their weight all the time.
So
Shishi.
Travis has got 42-3. I'll give you mine. I always historically pick 62-0 for these games, and then the one time I didn't, we beat Army 62-0. Do you know the reason? Chip knows the reason why I always pick 62-0. Nate, Travis, do you know why?
Something with your old man.
My dad used to always pick that score when we played Tulane because
We beat
in
them
the
62-0.
60,
50s.
yeah, in the late 50s, early 60s, 3 times in 6 years, we beat Tulane 62-0. The last time we scored a touchdown with like 30 seconds to go to make it 62-0.
Nice.
And so Doug Morrow, or it might have been later, I don't remember when Doug Morrow was the kicker. Doug Morrow and the holder switched places so that they would purposely miss the extra point so that it would be 62-0 for the third time in 6 years.
Wow.
So that's always my win score. So 62-0 is my prediction.
There's a quarterback
Chip?
from St. Thomas More that's in the state.
Yeah, he's the big kid.
His
But
name's
anyways,
La Tech.
yeah. 57-10.
I'm gonna go a little bit weirder. I don't think it's gonna be. I think we're playing a lot of young guys. I think we're just gonna try to get out of there. I think they're gonna score early. I think it's gonna be one of those hangover games, and they just catch us on a blitz or two. I'm gonna say 41-13.
What was the ULL game in 2002 where Matt Mock
35. Yeah, 30. I think it ended up being 42-0, but it was
it was 35.
It was 35-0 in the first quarter, like at the very end, beginning of the second quarter.
And then it ended like 42-7. So like I could see
It's
that
42-0.
happening. Like
Yeah,
what Nate's
I mean-
saying is we get out to
don't
an
for-
early lead and then chill the rest of the time.
That could
it's a
happen.
completely different team with everything's different. But don't forget that a year ago at halftime, people were talking about if Nicholls State was going to beat us. So, like, I still think we're going to come in a little bit sleepy. Doesn't matter what we say. It's fucking La Tech. They look like ass. This is one of those games that when I was at Parkview, our Coach Mai, there was a couple times we were stupid enough to believe it at the time, and it wasn't until we graduated and some of my friends are working with Coach that he would tell us, he's like, oh, yeah, we would get we'd be like, oh, yeah, there's no film on our opponents this week. It got ruined, blah, 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 blah. And then we'd like walk by the office. We're like, what are y'all watching? They're like, nothing. And he'd tell us, he's like, yeah, dude, the film was so bad that we didn't want to show y'all because you would just not give a fuck. But if we came out and told you that they were good, you'd come out and whip their ass in the first quarter, and then it would be over. And so that's one of those things that we can say whatever we want. They're fucking playing La Tech. They know they got farted the next week. We're going to end up kicking their ass, but it's going to be a little sluggish for a little bit.
I'm looking up with the I forgot about that Nicholls State game last year. It was 44
you can leave if you want, Travis. You don't have to like sit there.
But was it really ever close though?
Yeah, in
Travis,
the third quarter, it was.
Bye, Travis.
In the third
was it
quarter,
really?
It was 23-21.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I don't remember that.
Remember that the white kid?
You don't remember Guggenheim?
Yeah, I know the white
Guggenheim.
kid. Guggenheim. Yeah,
Colin
he's the coach there.
I believe it was
John Curtis.
It was like 23 something, and then they opened up the second half. We're like, all right, it's going to be over, and that's when Guggenheim, I think, busted it. Like beginning.
Yeah, he busted. Yeah. I think he Harold Perkins got blown up, and he just took it up the middle.
It was bad. Yeah, it was.
They rushed for then we scored the last 3 touchdowns of the game to pull away. But how many yards rushing did that guy end up with?
I think it was like barely over 100.
145.
Oh,
Chip, you're misremembering that game.
Here's
that
the thing.
game was.
I remember watching them the rest of the season. I'm like, oh, this dude's gonna ball. I think the next week he went for like 18 carries for like 42 yards. I was like, this is
Nicholls was not good. Yeah,
I was like, this is not good for us.
And we were so poor.
And the thing about this team that's going to be different is these little things that if we want to just keep throwing it side to side to Barian Brown and Xavier Thomas and stuff, they're going to break a couple of those. You can't.
Yeah, they're going to take what you give them.
La Tech doesn't, but I think we're going to try to take a lot of shots early. We're going to hit on some, we're going to miss on some, and then eventually, like second half, we just are like, all right, and they'll get a couple of field goals or some shit like that. But
yeah, I think our second team's even going to manhandle them.
Our second team's loaded this year too.
Yeah, our second team defense is kicking ass.
No, the O-line needs to stay in for at least 30 quarters. I don't care about injury; they need continuity.
Yeah,
I'd
rather get some young guys reps. I'd rather get some Kern some reps, sub in. I mean, I want to see him play.
But Weston Davis.
I know it's a catch. It's a catch-22. I mean,
get Braylon Moore out of there. Get Thompson out of there.
Get Braylon Moore out of there.
Yeah. DJ Chester some work. Like this is.
I would like to see.
Then put Kern at fucking left tackle because like we need a backup left tackle that can't be DJ Chester. We know Adams fine, so get fucking Kern at left tackle and play Davis at right.
I still can't believe we didn't play Bo Bordelon in that situation. Like he's
played at tight end. He was running around with 89 on.
Yeah, but they can switch jerseys. They don't have to put on a XXX jersey like Jordan.
There was someone wearing 84 too that had no name on the back. I couldn't see who it was.
Giovanni Peterson.
Was he? No, he's wearing 46.
He's like 87, I think.
48. But someone was wearing 84, and he was a pretty big dude. So I don't know who it was.
Will Princeton Malbrew get a sack in this game?
That's probably who it was, Princeton Malbrew.
I'm pretty fucking over Princeton Malbrew.
I feel like he's been here for 17 years.
Dude, that dude posts on social media.
Didn't he go to Nicholls? He went to Nicholls, right?
I don't know what the fuck he did. He tore his ACL last year. I know that.
So, a high school football coach in the state of Louisiana, I was talking to him earlier today, and I was like, hey, do you know any guys on La Tech? He said he is not aware of a single player on La Tech. That's how bad their roster is, that they're not even recruiting well locally.
Well, yeah, they don't have anybody. I mean, anybody locally, it's Shreveport and Ruston.
Yeah.
We don't mess around with that. And then you have JUCO guys everywhere. They have so many JUCO guys.
Because this guy's in the know, and he would tell me somebody from somewhere that was good. And he's like, no, I don't know anybody there.
I know one dude because we kind of recruited him. No. Well, there's Colby Fields, but there's a tall white wide receiver who went to Cal, and we were actually kind of on him, but I think we ended up saying, nah, never mind. But it's a white wide receiver. He's probably their best offensive player. He's number 47, and he's a wide receiver. You know I love him. He's got long hair. He looks like a transgender.
This guy definitely.
You know,
We talked about
He's got
we
long
talked-
hair. He got
Chip, you would appreciate it. We talked about
transgender.
We talked about hydrogenous bi people last night for a long time. That was
2 nights
was-
in a row. This makes 3 nights in a row.
well.
Jason
The other
Whitlock
night,
roped
no.
us in with that one.
The other night we fucking y'all. Or last night it was the first 15 minutes of the show.
And Zombie Bob kept pulling out a piece of paper and using it as a legal disclaimer. And
That's
it's
pretty
like,
funny.
that was pretty funny.
I bet
The
that
show was completely off the rails last night.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't. the
Hey,
thing
here's a
wouldn't-
guy. Eli,
wouldn't
well, he's a
happen to me.
tight end. Eli Finley, but he's a tight end. He's not a receiver.
No, go look at 47. That's their best player.
I'll have to look at their roster. He didn't catch any passes. I was just looking at their box
He
score.
probably isn't that good, but he's good in the game. He's like an 80.
Programming note.
What?
We've got bourbon and beer after the game. We'll be off tomorrow. No show tomorrow night. Bourbon and beer
Much
after the
looking
game.
forward to that.
Then Zombie Bob's working on a special project that may or may not come to fruition. So
I thought you were doing it tomorrow.
may or may not be doing it tomorrow.
Mm.
We can't release details on that.
Cool. I hope it happens.
I'm not a part of it, so I don't give a shit what happens.
It's all Zombie Bob. I'm just there to run the software. So it's going to be a special. I should, if it happens tomorrow, I can give more details after in the post game, and we'll be able to tease it a little bit. If it happens, if it goes through, we'll see. So, but it's all Zombie Bob.
Zombie doesn't want us on it.
I think I just told him I was like, I don't want any part of it. Not bad. I'm just like, I don't want to be awkward for me because I'm like, I don't know what I would talk about. Someone's not
Chip, I'll talk to you about it offline.
Yeah.
Well, what I would say, if it is who I think it is, can you just ask him one question for me?
No.
Well,
Hold on.
We'll talk offline. No spoilers.
Okay.
No
Well, call me
spoilers.
after this show.
Yeah, you've got my phone number. We'll
talk. Yeah,
we'll talk.
Coordinate.
So, yeah,
that's
and
about
then
it.
we'll be back Monday. Who do we play? Florida next week. We might do a Wednesday episode because we're playing Florida. My prediction is that game day will be on campus for the Florida game.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
And me and
solid
Nate
prediction.
talked about that before there was a Tiger Droppings thread, by the way.
Mhm.
It was like after we got off the phone, there was a Tiger Droppings.
Oh yeah,
thread.
there's not any other games. I mean,
Well, there's two other decent ones. There's A&M and Notre Dame.
no, they're not going to that shit.
Well, no, I know Notre Dame's already lost.
They went last year already to it. They haven't gone to a Florida. They haven't even gone to a game that Florida's played in since what did you say 2019, Daniel?
Probably us.
Yeah, 2019 versus us was the last time.
So that's how long. So I mean, they probably would love an LSU, Florida, and I think the only other game was Tennessee, Georgia. Was the other option, right?
Tennessee, Georgia, and Tennessee's only ranked like what 22nd. I feel like that's weird.
Tennessee and Georgia are playing that early.
Yeah, everything's fucking weird this year with the
Oh.
schedule.
I
guess
they
it's gonna
do
be like
play
that
somewhere.
moving forward.
Yeah. All right, guys. Call me back. Call me whenever you're done.
Yeah, I'll call you. All right, guys.
All right. Bye.